Guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video here on the channel today. And today we're going to be doing a video on the latest the transfers type of thing for Manchester United, who I feel we should be going in for, and who I feel, just general roundup. If you guys would like me to see, or if you'd like to see, while there is a downtime in FIFA, I'm not really feeling FIFA at the moment. So if you guys would like to see maybe the latest transfer gossip for Manchester United each day, then let me know in the comment sections down below. And obviously, the more support the video gets and the more interaction the video gets, the more obliged I am to give back to you guys. But in terms of transfers then with Manchester United, in terms of players going out, obviously two big players that currently are linked with leaving the club. One of which being De Gea. The last couple of days, he has rejected numerous contract offers by ourselves. Apparently the wage demands that he wants are just too high for us to meet at the moment. And the second one being Paul Pogba, who's been linked with a transfer away, but has also been linked with us giving him the captaincy for next season. Now, in terms of rumours and stuff, I've also seen that the manager or Solskjaer and Mike Phelan have given the board the go ahead, or they've said the board needs to make one big signing. And at the time when I was reading about that one big signing was Jadon Sancho on the right-hand side, rumoured to cost around 80 million euros. Now, if we're making only one big signing, personally, I think that needs to be a central defender. We can't go another season without having a big defender in the back four. We can't. If we go a season, again, playing Ashley Young as a first-team player, we're absolutely fucked. We are screwed. We're going to be sixth again. Because Ashley Young, he is a liability in the defence. Okay, now I saw an article on Sky Sports the other day. Or not the other day, just today reading it actually. Marcus Rojo said he wants to stay at the club as well. Don't agree with that. If it was the choice between Jones, Rojo and Smalling, in terms of players to keep, defenders to keep on the books, and throw Bailly in there as well. Lindelof's 100% stay. Bailly and Smalling would be at the top of that list, then Jones, and then Rojo would be at the bottom. He spent half the season injured. We haven't played him at all. Are we going to miss him if we don't have him? No, we're not. He's taking up insane amount of wages, and that's the problem. Now, we've got a load of these players who are completely fucking dead wood in this club, who are now on ridiculously high wages, and no club's going to want to do that because the players are stinking rich, and he's literally spent the last couple of seasons mostly sat on the bench injury riddled. Now, maybe a couple of seasons ago people said, yeah, he looked like a decent defender. He has problems, he gets yellow card, literally guaranteed you're going to get a yellow card. So if you play him for 5 games, he'll be out for the next one anyway, because he'll have got a suspension, or he's going to get a red card and he's going to cost us games. Now, in terms of players out, that's the only really players I've heard that are going to go out. Pogba and De Gea. Now, if we lose De Gea, obviously that's going to be a big blow. But if you think of it in money terms, say if De Gea doesn't want to sign another contract with Manchester United, okay, doesn't want to sign another one, we literally have 6 months before January coming up. He can just go, you know what, I'm going to sign a contract with another club. After that, I'm gone. So if if the board have got a feeling that De Gea isn't going to sign, then we've got to let him go. Do we take another season service, or do we let him go, get the 50, 60, 70 million that you get for him? We'd easily get at least 60, 70 million for him, if not more. If he wants to go to a club like PSG or Real Madrid want him, they can take him. That's the only big clubs that really need a goalkeeper right now. I can't think of any other big club around Europe. Both the Spanish teams really, they have... Real Madrid are a little bit iffy with Courtois, but they do have him. The only one that I can really think that needs a world-class goalkeeper would be PSG. Could be joining his Spanish compatriot, Ander Herrera, at PSG. If we're not going to be able to sign him up to another contract, then there is absolutely no point in us keeping him for another season. It's not going to be a season where we're going to compete anyway, let's be honest. It's going to be another building season. We've got to be, we're not going to be competing for the title. We're not in the Champions League, so, there's no biggie with that. why not just take a chance on another goalkeeper, even promote, if we wanted to, promote Romero to number 1, and maybe come to next season, I don't know. And if Pogba, if we lose him, then again, we need to look at getting a replacement for that. But at the moment here, I'm not going to be going too ham on the gossip. It's just going to be covering a few articles each day. So the first one here says here, this is from the Sunday Express. Juventus are ready to offer Argentina striker Dybala and 28-year-old Brazilian left-back Alex Sandro in a swap deal for Manchester United's France midfielder Paul Pogba. Now, would that be a good deal? Again, Paulo Dybala, I'm not sure where he'd fit in the team. He has played right wing in his time. He has played on the right hand side for Juventus. He has played on the right hand side. Do I feel he would fit in the team? Yeah, I don't see why not. We need a right hand sided player. And then obviously Alex Sandro is a fantastic defender. Is in left back. I'm not too sure how I feel about that with Luke Shaw. But if it meant getting Dybala and Alex Sandro for a trade in Paul Pogba, again, I'm not sure. Paul Pogba's already said he's willing to take a pay cut to leave for another team. Depends if we want to keep him or not. He's a pivotal part of the midfield. But again, that's up to the board. And if they felt like the worth of Dybala and Alex Sandro in the club would be better than Paul Pogba, then I can see the board going for that. But it's nothing official yet. Now, also it said here that Manchester United are very close to signing Matthias de Ligt from Ajax, despite Barcelona having been favourites to sign the Netherlands defender. But it has been confirmed that Manchester United will not be going for Matthias de Ligt, I believe. If we just have a look at de Ligt, I'm not even sure you spell his name like that. There we go. Matthias de Ligt provides transfer update under they make huge offer. I don't think... Here it is, Sky Sports 7 hours ago. Manchester United rule out move for Ajax defender Matthias de Ligt. Personally, I feel like he's going to go somewhere with Champions League football, and I think that will let us down for getting big signings this season, which is why I said we're not going to be competing. You think of it this way, right? Manchester United we were 32 points behind first place, 6 points behind the top 4. We need to look at getting them 6 points back from the top 4 before we start. We're, theoretically speaking, a good 3 seasons away from even challenging, in my eyes. But let's have a look here. Anything else? Let's see. Says here, again, the Sunday Express. Manchester United will have to pay more than 105 million to sign Benfica's 19-year-old Portuguese forward João Felix, says the Primeira Liga club's executive and manager Domingos Soares de Oliveira. Now, if you haven't heard of the youngster João Felix, he is a fantastic forward, had a fantastic season playing for Benfica, was really good in the Europa League, I believe. But is he worth 105 million? Again, I don't know why. I seriously don't understand the board's thinking into why we're looking to get a forward. João Felix is a middle forward player, of which we've already got Rashford. We've already got Lukaku, who can play down the middle. We don't need any hardware, personally. I wouldn't be targeting that in the team. I want to see Manchester United being linked to defenders and not, forwards. Forwards, apart from the right-hand side, we're covered. If we manage to retain Paul Pogba, I'd say we're pretty much there for midfielders as well. I'd be giving Scott McTominay a chance in defensive midfield. I wouldn't be going out and spending ridiculous money on there because I feel like he could do a job there. Now, the Red Devils bid here. There's an article with a bid for us to sign the Newcastle English midfielder Sean Longstaff, obviously a very good promising player. There is rumours that he could be joining Manchester United as well. And also, Manchester United target Kalidou Koulibaly could join Real Madrid after the La Liga club made a 79 million offer for Napoli and the Senegal centre-back 27. Now, Manchester United did make an offer for Koulibaly, I believe. Yes, about a week ago, actually. Napoli did reportedly rejected a £95 million bid from Manchester United. And actually, we have now turned our attention to another defender here. It says here from the Daily Mail, Manchester United to miss out on Napoli's Kalidou Koulibaly, but will now turn attentions to Benfica defender Ruben Dias this summer. Again, another promising player from Benfica. We signed a promising player from Benfica in Lindelof. Give him a chance. You know, that's what I feel like we need to get about with the club again. We need to get about that giving youngsters a chance. That's how Manchester United has been made successful. But Manchester says here on the article, Manchester United are eyeing a squad revamp in the summer transfer window. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is looking to bolster his defence ahead of the new season. United are set to set out Napoli centre-back Kalidou Koulibaly. Obviously, I'd love it if we could sign that, but personally I don't think it's going to happen. And now we're eyeing the move for the Ruben Dias star this summer. Let's have a look if they're saying anything here. Koulibaly has apparently had a £150 million price tag set on him. That's ridiculous. You know, that'd be... What, Virgil van Dijk was the most expensive midfield defender in the world for £75 million. That's double that. You know, the prices of players, you know, you're not... The way this market's going, you're not going to be able to afford to buy any youngsters. You're not going to be able to afford any high-class players because it's just going to be too expensive. You're going to be able to afford to buy one player, so I think Manchester United does need to be focusing more on its youth system and bringing players through that, because the way the market's going, you know, say in 10 years' time, we could see players moving for like 200-300 million a pop. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, United did offer 85 million for Koulibaly last week, and that was rejected. Real Madrid have reportedly offered a 90 million, which was rejected as well. Let's have a look here. So it was reported Benfica are willing to let Diaz leave this summer if they receive a fee of around £60 million. United did also show interest in Alex Wendick and Matthias de Ligt. Says here Liverpool should be in that as well. Going cheap again. Second and third tier players don't cut it, mate. Have you not learned your lesson there? Whatever. So yeah, that's what they're saying with our defenders there. Let's have a look if there's any more transfer news here. Yeah, so this was another story then. Marcos Rojo has spoken out, said he would like to stay at Old Trafford. Did sign a 3-year contract extension back in 2018. I really don't like it. I mean, the manager said he's in his plans, and if he's in our plans, then we're absolutely fucked, honestly. Now, another player that we have been linked with, and we're very close to signing a deal for, of course, is the youngster from Swansea, old Daniel James. We're close to agreeing a £15 million deal to sign the Swansea City winger. Now, 21 years old. Fantastic season in the Premiership, the Championship, sorry. Plays in a winger position, a position that we do need, especially if he can play on the right wing. And I personally think he would be a great fit. I think we'd throw him straight into the first team. And I think he goes on the right-hand side, and that'd be us sorted for the right-hand side. Give him a chance. And, yeah, I think that'd be fantastic for Manchester United, really. Now, also here, looking here on the 24th, De Gea's future still, you know, we're no closer to resolving David De Gea's future. Personally, if he's not gone this season, I think he will be gone next season. I don't think we're going to be able to keep him. You know, he's tipped to be the world's best, and the world's best want to play for the world's best clubs. And we can be honest right now, in terms of form, we're not. You know, we're one of the best, we're one of the richest clubs in the world, but we're not the best, not the best in the world. So apparently here in the paper talk here, National Daily Mail will start off with, Sir Alex Ferguson has been sidelined by Manchester United and feels hurt and isolated. I think we should be getting all the support we can from Alex Ferguson, to be fair. I don't think it's fair to leave him out. I do agree that we do need to move away from Sir Alex Ferguson, but to get his insight, I still think would be very good. Also in the Daily Mail, Manchester United and Arsenal have been alerted to Atletico Madrid star Thomas Partey's £43.5 million release clause. Now, if you're not aware of Thomas Partey is a fantastic player, you know, very highly regarded. in the Atletico Madrid midfield. Very good midfielder, defensive midfielder normally. Not too sure how his season's been with Atletico Madrid, but for £43.5 million, again, it feels strange. I mean, he is actually quite a good box-to-box midfielder. He's not afraid to have a shot. And, you know, maybe if we're looking at selling Pogba, if Pogba's going to be on his way, we will need to bring in a replacement. You know, he's not... Pogba and De Gea, those two players aren't two players that you can't look at maybe getting a replacement for. If Pogba or De Gea leave this season, this summer, we have to get a replacement for them. We have to get one as soon as possible. And Partey, you know, on class, you know, I'm not too sure how Partey is. Let's have a look. Thomas Partey. From Guinea, of course. He's only 25 years of age. So, you know, in his position, in that defensive midfielder sort of role, you know, he could do a good, you know, 5, 6, 7 years at that. You know, Michael Carrick, when he left the club, he was 36 and he was still fantastic in that position. So, you know, it really depends on how good his work rate is. I feel like it could be an Arsenal or a Manchester United signing. But, yeah, I think if we could get him, that would be a pretty good deal. Now, another bit of rumour here. This isn't any transfer rumour, but in the here it says Manchester United will pay to fly in high quality opponents like Ajax and Juventus to play their under-19 stars next season. I think that's a really good movement going forward. You know, I think we do need to bring some of these under-19s in, and that's really the only way you're going to find out how good they are, really, at the end of the day. You're only going to find out how good they are if, you know, they play against the best. So, yeah, that could be fantastic. Now, we're looking at the Sun here then, just summed up by the Sky Sports Paper Talk page. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will welcome Manchester United stumbling stars back to training with the message, it's fit or bust. And I think that really is the deal right now. You know, maybe we don't sell any of the deadwood this season. Maybe guys like Jones and Rojo and Smalling and Young and all the other deadwood, Matic, you know, all guys like that. I'd say right now, you know, apart from Pogba and De Gea, Pogba and De Gea are our two most valuable assets. Rashford is a fantastic valuable asset. I'd say he stays regardless of what his form is. Lindelof, I'd say, stays regardless of form. Maybe not Lindelof, but Twanzebe, I'd say if he comes in, you know. But I'd say every player this season, maybe give them a chance this season. You know, give them a chance. If they haven't got it, they're either going in January or they're going in the summer. I think we need to be vigorous now. You know, we've had enough of the years. We've had too many players in this club that even as a squad player aren't good enough. You know, I totally understand that players need to be a good squad player. But there's some players in that club that just aren't good enough for that. And if they're not good enough for that, they've got to get out the door. And I like that. I do like that from Solskjaer, if that's what he said. And in other news, the Manchester United legends, at least they're doing alright. They beat the Bayern Munich legends 5-0. You know, so that was fantastic. It says here in the Daily Mirror, actually, Manchester United are reportedly considering a move for Ramos. Which is, I'm not too sure how I feel about that. I don't think we would be doing that. Could happen, but, you know, don't think it will. It says here in the Daily Mirror as well, reportedly, Paul Pogba will have to hand in a transfer request to Manchester United if he wants to force through a move to Real Madrid. That is allegedly what Madrid manager Zidane has told the player, as the Frenchman continues to be linked away with a move from Old Trafford. United are thought to be happy to keep the player unless he demands a move, and it remains to be seen if Pogba will follow Zidane's advice. Again, Pogba, I'd say less likely to move than De Gea, but could definitely happen. Now, another transfer rumour here is actually Manchester United are currently eyeing up a bid of around £26 million reportedly. This is again from the Daily Mirror. Still linked with a left-back called Junior Firpo. Now, he has impressed Real Betis this season. I've caught him a couple of times, looked fairly decent. And the Dominican-sided, left-hand-sided player is said to favour a move to the Premier League. Could be set to challenge Luke Shaw and Ashley Young for a place at left-back in the Manchester United starting lineup. The fact that you can even say that Ashley Young will be challenging Luke Shaw for a left-back starting is absolutely disgraceful. You know, I don't know how the fuck they can do that. Again, in the Sun here, it does say, you know, again rumoured with the Juventus wanting to swap Dybala and Sandro for Paul Pogba. Again, wouldn't be too bad. Now, apparently here, apparently Brazilian legend Rivaldo has urged Ivan Rakitic to snub Manchester United and stay at Barcelona. I mean, again, Rakitic is a fantastic box-to-box midfielder, but I would say we'd only need to sign a player like... I mean, we do need to replace Ander Herrera. We do need a replacement for him. I'm not sure we really have... I mean, there are options, though. There are options that we could use for Ander Herrera. I don't know. It's tricky, you know, with midfielders. But Rakitic has been linked. Not sure they've got any sort of price for him. But one here, Manchester United boss Solskjaer has been given an early summer blow after Borussia Dortmund revealed they will not sell Jadon Sancho. Bundesliga runners-up have guaranteed the 19-year-old star will still be staying in Germany next season. United Chiefs were planning moves on several English stars after assuring Solskjaer that will get a huge budget as he looks to build a new side around homegrown talent. Sancho, one of the hottest prospects in the game, has been linked with a £100 million return to England since his senior three lines breakthrough last year. But Dortmund COO has warned Manchester Giants that not even a mega money offer will not tempt them to sell the youngster. They're looking to improve on last season's Champions League last 16 exit to Tottenham and battle Bayern Munich for the German title once again. I wouldn't say that's a huge blow. You know, Jadon Sancho, look, at the end of the day, even at his age, he's still going to be like in football, you know, up at the top level. Could be for another 15 years. You know, he could stay at another year at Borussia Dortmund and be going in for him next year. Obviously, a man there's a lot of talks about as well is Gareth Bale. I would love to see Bale at Manchester United. The only thing that worries for me would be his injury fitness. Again, we've already got a winger on the books as an Alexis Sanchez who's on mega money, reportedly about 500k a week. You know, was supposed to be this massive signing from Arsenal and has spent most of it injured. And again, probably won't leave the club now because he ain't going to take a wage cut. So unless we just don't renew his contract, he's going to be there until his contract runs out at the end of the day. Now, another player here that we've been linked to here, looking on the Daily Mail, is the PSG midfielder Adrien Rabiot. Now, he's fallen out of favour at PSG. Hasn't been involved at all in 2019. And if he can't renegotiate a contract, with his contract expiring, Rabiot remains an exciting free agent this summer. You know, someone wants to buy him, and said Manchester United are one club to be monitoring his development. So we'll keep an eye on that. But I think that's where we will end up today's video then, guys. That's all the transfer gossip from today. Let me know if you guys would like to see this on a daily basis. I'm more than happy to pop this out. Just a half an hour looking through the transfer gossip. That's not a problem with me. But I've been David. This has been some Manchester United transfer gossip. And hopefully I'll see you all around in the next one. Goodbye.